The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 72, Veyra versus Sera. Prison of Light, Sera shouts, causing a magic circle to appear under Veyra's feet. Before the cage of light can form, Veyra cuts the ground with her sword. The circle shatters as Sera raises a hand up. She activates her soul ability, creating a red ball of gas above Veyra. It expands and covers half of the stage. Veyra raises her sword above her, holding the blade flat against her head. A star appears in the gas and falls straight onto Veyra's sword. It passes through the dark red destructive energy, making up her sword. The energy attacks the star as it passes through, but can't destroy it completely. It falls onto Veyra's head, and a dark red crescent moon appears on her forehead. However, the moon looks faded and is only half the size it should be. She didn't destroy it, but she managed to weaken it, Cyrilda says in the stands above. Sera starts tossing her homing daggers as Veyra charges her. Since the curse is weakened, she's not in so much pain that it's noticeable or slows her down. But her strength is weaker than normal, lessening the advantage she had there. Veyra slows down to cut the homing daggers, giving Sera more time to throw them. Instead of backing away and creating distance, Sera starts walking toward Veyra. She keeps throwing her homing daggers as she walks. As the distance between them becomes shorter and shorter, the pressure on Veyra increases. She has to slow down to block the daggers more often. There's a delay when Sera throws the daggers, which she takes advantage of. Instead of throwing them straight at Veyra, she'll throw them above her, to her sides, or even behind herself. This way, when they hone in on Veyra, they'll arrive at different times. Suddenly, when the distance between them is only about 6 or 7 feet, Sera stops throwing daggers and rushes Veyra. She holds her 2 daggers out, one above her head and one out to her right. 2 magic circles appear, one on the base of each dagger's blade. A blade of light appears, wrapping around both daggers' blades before growing. They grow over 3 feet long, turning her daggers into swords. Destructive blast, Veyra shouts while raising her right hand. She aims her palm at Sera. Her left hand is holding her sword, ready to block Sera's sword at her side. A magic circle appears above her palm. The dark red magic circle lights up before a blast of destructive energy shoots out. The range is only a few feet, but the blast is wide. It easily engulfs Sera, and her light blades shatter. Sera quickly jumps back, getting out of the blast. Her clothes are singed, as if she had just been sprayed with flames. The energy from the blast is still raging in the air. 2 thin rays shoot out from behind the blast. Since Veyra can't see where Sera is, she casts Destructive Ray where she thought she'd be. One of them whizzes past Sera, but the other goes through her hip. The blast disappears as Sera drops a dagger and presses against her hip. There's a circular hole an inch wide in her hip. Blood stains her uniform as she takes her hand away. She quickly picks her dagger back up as Veyra rushes her again. Sera starts running toward her as well once she has both daggers. She blocks Veyra's sword with both her daggers. Since she's not using magic, Veyra can't cut through her daggers. Sera quickly kicks Veyra in the knee. Her footing fumbles slightly, and Sera moves quickly. She removes her right hand and the dagger that was blocking Veyra's sword. This causes her sword to slide down and fall to Sera's side. As it falls, Sera delivers a roundhouse kick to Veyra's head. Veyra blocks by taking a hand off her sword and holding it up. Did you train her in hand-to-hand combat? She moves like she's well-trained, Lorik asks as Sera delivers the kick. We did. There are times when she won't be able to use her weapons and won't have time for spells, Cyrilda replies as Veyra swings her sword wide. Sera ducks down, letting Veyra's sword pass over her head. She jumps up and goes to stab Veyra's neck. Destructive blast, Veyra shouts, creating a magic circle with her left hand. She used that arm to block her kick, so her hand is still next to her head. Seeing the magic circle, Sera quickly backs off. The blast appears, and Veyra charges through it. Unlike Sera, who was singed from the energy, Veyra is unharmed as she's the caster. She raises her sword and brings it down on Sera. Sera jumps to the side to dodge before leaping back to stab Veyra. Her dagger pierces Veyra's shoulder. She pulls it out as Veyra grabs her wrist. She holds her sword up and activates her soul ability. Sera struggles to break free as a dark blue energy swells along her sword. Even though she's weakened, Veyra's still stronger than Sera, so she can't break free. Veyra's sword falls on her, enveloping her in energy. The energy flows off her sword and moves like waves. It tears up the stone below them and flows for 5 more feet behind her. Once the energy dissipates, Sera can be seen enveloped in silver vines. The vines densely wrap around Sera and even Veyra's wrist, where she's holding her. Veyra wins. Headmaster Arlen shouts as the vines start to retract back into the ground. "Congratulations," Sera says, causing Veyra to nod. She's panting, exhausted from her soul ability. A healer quickly runs up to the stage and heals their injuries. Sera helps Veyra off the stage and back up to the others after getting healed. The next match is put on hold as another professor starts repairing the arena stage. "Congratulations, Veyra," Serilda says as the two sit down with the others. "You did great out there." King Eldrin adds, "Thanks, but it was close. I didn't realize you were so flexible, Sera." Veyra says, causing Sera to smile. "It's just how I trained, but your reactions out there were quick. I didn't expect you to be able to block my kick in time." Sera replies, "Was that last attack your soul ability?" Leora asks. "Yes, it's pretty powerful, as you saw, but it takes a lot out of me. If I had missed, I would have lost for sure." Veyra replies, "So are the two of you ready for your match?" Serilda asks Rowan and Lorik. "Yeah," Lorik replies with a smile. "Note, especially after this morning. Lorik mentioned having a few tricks up his sleeve, so now I'm worried about what he's planning." Rowan adds, causing Lorik to chuckle, "I'm sure you have some tricks of your own, don't you?" Serilda asks, causing him to shrug. "So what will happen with your bet if you both win?" Leora asks Lorik and Veyra. "Guess we'll both cook?" Veyra replies, "What bet?" King Eldrin asks as Lorik nods. "We bought some spices at the Founders Festival, but with everything that's happened since then, we've forgotten about them. So we bet that whoever loses today would use them to cook dinner." Lorik replies, "Dinner won't be a repeat of that spicy pasta Veyra made before, will it?" Rowan asks, half-jokingly. "No, we won't use too much spice. We just want to get a taste for them tonight." Veyra replies before Serilda smiles. "It's time. Good luck out there. Put on a good show, Lorik Rowan." Serilda says while reaching out. A magic circle appears under Lorik and Rowan. They disappear and teleport to the arena stage. "Do both of you remember the rules?" Headmaster Arlen asks after they've appeared. "Yes," Lorik says as Rowan nods. Lorik's soul weapons appear over his hands. Rowan's mace and shield appear from his storage rings. "Good, then begin," he shouts before jumping back to the edge of the stage. Rowan starts charging Lorik with his shield held up. "Summon Wolfpack," Lorik says, causing a magic circle to appear behind him. 3 giant phantom wolves leap out of it. Lorik and the wolves run to meet Rowan. The first wolf jumps and slams into Rowan's shield. It stops him and pushes him back. The second and third wolves run around to his sides. As they close in to bite down on him, 2 magic circles appear, one under each wolf. Magma shoots out like a geyser, lifting the wolves off the ground and burning through them. The 2 wolves fade away in the air as Rowan slams his mace on the third wolf's head. Lorik runs around to Rowan's back as he takes out the wolves. After killing the last wolf, Rowan swings his shield behind himself blindly. Lorik ducks down, letting the shield pass him by before jumping back up. He slams his open palm into Rowan's chin. Rowan stumbles back as Lorik presses on, throwing a punch at his head. Just before Lorik's fist connects with him, a blue wave of energy runs along his skin. Lorik's eyes go wide, and he tries to stop, but it's too late. Lorik punches Rowan, causing the blue energy to run along his skin. The energy disappears almost instantly, and his body goes limp. Before collapsing, 3 more giant phantom wolves jump out of the magic circle behind Lorik. It had been following him around like a shadow since he first cast the spell. "Magma blast," Rowan shouts while raising his shield. He points it toward Lorik and the wolves. As a magic circle appears over the shield, one of the wolves grabs Lorik. It starts dragging him away by biting down on his collar. The magic circle over Rowan's shield bursts out with magma. It covers the 2 wolves who stayed behind to slow Rowan down. They melt and disappear under the magma. They managed to block most of the magma, but some of it still fell on Lorik and the wolf, dragging him away. Rowan steps through the magma, completely unharmed, and raises his mace. The last wolf lets go of Lorik and turns around. It tackles Rowan in the chest, knocking him back. Rowan brings his mace down on it before rushing Lorik again. As he brings his mace down, the law of gravity fills the air. Lorik lifts off the ground as he regains control of his body. He flies up and lands near the edge of the arena as if someone violently yanked a string attached to him. "I almost had you," Rowan says as Lorik lands. "You did. If I didn't save 3 wolves for that, you'd have had me," Lorik says, sounding a little relieved. "Since that didn't work, I'll be going with Plan B," Rowan says before taking a deep breath. He holds up his shield and readies his mace. "Magma body," he shouts, causing a magic circle to appear under him. Magma shoots out of it, much like his magma geyser spell. It completely engulfs him. After a few seconds, the magma disappears. Rowan is wrapped in magma, covered in a layer of it like armor. It envelops his entire body and even his weapons. Even his head is covered in magma, including his eyes. 2 bright red spots appear over the magma where his eyes are. "A full body spell," Headmaster Arlen mutters with surprise. "2 can play that game," Lorik says as a small blue sword embeds into his head. His aura changes to a 2nd-tier lesser mage. "Bestial body," Lorik says, causing a magic circle to appear under him. His phantom beast paws appear around his arms, but instead of stopping near his elbow, they continue. His arms, shoulders, chest, neck, head, and legs are covered in phantom beast fur. A tail and wolf ears appear on his back and head. The phantom beast's feet have claws that dig into the reinforced stone arena floor. "I knew I had a bad feeling about this," Rowan says with a smile as Lorik finishes his spell.